Welcome to Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York. It is a snowy afternoon for the second game in the divisional round of the AFC playoffs. The Cincinnati Bengals, the defending AFC champions, paying a visit to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills this season, 36 passing touchdowns, 4,379 passing yards, with a completion percentage of 65.3. Cincinnati Bengals, on the other hand, 36 passing touchdowns, 4,433 pass yards, 71.2 the completion percentage, as we get ready for a rematch of the game that never was. A few weeks ago, these two teams were scheduled to play on Monday Night Football. They didn't make it past the first quarter due to an incident with Damar Hamlin collapsing. The game was canceled. Both teams would end up making the playoffs, and now they meet again, not in Cincinnati, but in Buffalo. So here we go. I'm sure Damar Hamlin will be in the thoughts of a lot of people today, the players, the fans, everyone watching this game, at home even. And the Bills hoping to go all the way for Damar. Their second obstacle, they defeated Miami this weekend, but their next obstacle, Cincinnati, the defending AFC champions, made it to the Super Bowl in 2022, lost to the Los Angeles Rams. And this will be carried out to the 25. Joe Burrow leading the offensive line out onto the field in 2021. 34 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 4,611 yards. Number 9. The man who faced off against Matthew Stafford last year at the SoFi Stadium. Coming out onto the field for the first time. And if the Bengals win here today, it'll be a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. That was also Cincinnati versus Kansas City. We know that the Chiefs have advanced. That game happened yesterday, defeating Jacksonville 17-10 here on the Beagle Sports Network. And today we determine their opponent. First pass incomplete, first play of the game. Now 2nd and 10 for Cincinnati. There's the snap. Burrow steps back to pass. Fires it away! I don't know what he was thinking there. But he's now 0 for 2 on passing attempts. And it's 3rd down. We saw Daniel Jones last night in Philadelphia experimenting with passes like that a little bit. Sometimes it paid off, sometimes it didn't. The long Hail Marys are really a gamble. And this is incomplete, deflected by Buffalo's defense. And the kicker, the punter, stepping out onto the field. Buffalo to get the ball for the first time this afternoon. There's the snap and the kick. To the 25, no fair catch, he'll keep going, and he gets 10. Buffalo starting at the 35, Josh Allen leading the offensive line out onto the field, number 17. In 2021, 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 4,407 yards. And the snow continuing to come down here at Highmark Stadium. We don't know if this is what the weather will be like in Buffalo on Sunday when the actual game is played, but I thought it would be a nice touch to add. Allen steps back to pass for the first play of the game, and it's a long one, and it's caught. From their own 35 to the opponent's 32, Buffalo gained 33 yards on the first offensive play of the game. A beautiful spiral to Diggs. And just like that, they're way past the 50. Good start offensively for Buffalo. Let's see if they can keep it going. There's the snap. Fired away. Caught. Out of bounds. Allen 2 for 2. 3-yard gain there. And the Bills, going into the season, one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl, to go all the way. But a lot of people thought the same about the Minnesota Vikings. And look how that turned out. Just go to what happened this past weekend. First incomplete pass of the day, thrown by Josh Allen. 3rd and 7 now for Buffalo, coming up at the 29. No gain, no loss. Good field goal range if it does go to 4th down, but the Bills will look to convert. There's the snap. Allen will run, and down he goes. Hendrickson with the sack. It's 4th and 14. Buffalo pushed back to the 37. Still in field goal range, although it might be a little bit more difficult than it would have been on 4th and 7. And here comes the kicker. It's a little bit low, and it's no good. But that is to be expected. Kicking from such a long distance. Not even close. Still hit the net, but not in the right place. And we are scoreless as Joe Burrow leads Cincinnati's offensive line back out onto the field. First possession ended up with 4th down. Hoping to... Oh, wait a minute! No. Sorry, my apologies. For a second there I thought it was intercepted. A very close situation, but Cincinnati able to get the first down. Higgins with the catch, his first of the day, 13 yards. As I mentioned, we already know that Kansas City will go through to the AFC Championship, but there's a very interesting situation that will happen if Buffalo gets the win today. I talked about this yesterday afternoon. Because of the weird situation with the cancellation because of Damar Hamlin, the league had to work some things out, and they came to the decision that in the event of a Bills-Chiefs AFC Championship game, that game would be held at a neutral venue, namely Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So if Buffalo wins today, next Friday, a week from today, we will be at the home of the Atlanta Falcons for the AFC Championship. Not something you see very often. Neutral venue in the Super Bowl happens every year. The AFC Championship, definitely not. Handoff from Burrow, and there's a flag on the play, and I think there's a turnover as well. Indeed there is. Buffalo has the ball. Holding on the defense. Does the fumble still stand? I guess it does. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Josh Allen back out on the field after that turnover. And a handoff to Cook for 6 yards. Hilton able to stop him. And that may have been the last play of the quarter. If not, this will be. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Buffalo running out the clock. Scoreless at the end of the first quarter here in the AFC Divisional Round. 0-0 between Cincinnati and Buffalo. And coming up later tonight, we've got the Dallas Cowboys paying a visit to the San Francisco 49ers to determine who goes on to face the New York Giants in the NFC Championship. And apologies for the technical difficulties there. If you want to know about the process behind making these videos, I record them on the PS5, I upload them to YouTube. Josh Allen, by the way, with a good run there. I upload them as private to YouTube, and then I commentate over it. Maybe it's a bit of a convoluted process, but it works. And that was not you. That rotating wheel. That was me. My apologies. 1st and 10, fired away, intercepted! Bengals get the ball! Apple with the pick! And Joe Burrow readying to step back out onto the field. Wow! And right to him as well. Quick thinking from Apple. Just swooping in like a hawk to grab the ball. And now Cincinnati on offense on their own 48. 1st and 10. Handoff. And a gain of 1. And there you see the field in all its snowy glory. I have a feeling the cameraman is asleep again. Asleep or drunk. Who knows? But nonetheless, we proceed. 2nd and 9, fired away by Burrow. And a gain of 2. No, sorry. Past the 50. Gain of 4. Up to the opponent's 47. Bills force the Bengals to 3rd down. One last chance here for Burrow. And it is caught. Up to the 37, gain of 10 on that play. A game that has been very defense heavy. You can tell by the score. No score, that is. Coming up to halftime, 2nd quarter. Continuing here on the Beagle Sports Network. And we thank you for joining us again. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Maybe it's a bit unprofessional, but this is YouTube. Who cares? 1st and 10. And perhaps the last chance, the last play before the 2-minute warning. Gain of 7 on that play, and the 2-minute warning will kick in now. Scoreless between Cincinnati and Buffalo with 2 minutes to go before halftime. Flurries coming down upon Highmark Stadium. And I've just realized something. Every stadium hosting a divisional round game is open air. I've just come to that realization. Arrowhead Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, Highmark Stadium, and later tonight, Levi's Stadium for the Cowboys and the 49ers. Just something I found interesting. Not one roofed stadium covered. Cowboys could host the NFC Championship. They will if they win. Otherwise, it'll be the 49ers. No situation where the New York Giants host because they're the number 6 seed. It's all home field advantage for the higher seeds. Boyd with his 3rd catch of the day. 22 yards total. 2nd and 2 at the 8-yard line. Coming up to the 1-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. 1-minute warning, I should say. Burrow stepping back. Now moving forward. I don't really know what he was going for there. Sometimes you just got to give up. Throws it away out of bounds. Now 3rd and 2. And Cincinnati for sure in prime field goal range, as the sound of a train horn echoes throughout the stadium, signaling third down, I guess. Burrow fires it away. They'll get the first down, but not a touchdown. Barely. Up to the 1. Timeout taken, and I wish we could have seen an instant replay or something on that. Just inches away, I think, from the touchdown. But perhaps they'll be able to accomplish it on this play. Handoff by Burrow, and the leap into the end zone by Mixon to make it 6-0 in favor of the Cincinnati Bengals. And the away team hoping to retain their AFC title. Look at this. Mixon just leaps into the end zone. And the Bengals take the lead coming up to halftime here at Highmark Stadium. 56 seconds to play in the second half. And now for the extra point, which is good. Cincinnati 7, Buffalo 0, as halftime gets closer and closer. Buffalo with 56 seconds to do something big. Let's see if they can. Quite a dramatic finish last night between New York and Philadelphia. Went into overtime. And the New York Giants somehow able to upset the Philadelphia Eagles. Perhaps one of the biggest upsets in the history of the National Football League. And perhaps they'll go all the way. Who knows? We could be having the 2023 NFL kickoff at the MetLife Stadium. And Josh Allen coming back out. 52 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Short pass for 9 yards. And Buffalo using their first timeout. It is packed. Simply packed here at Highmark Stadium. Despite the unfavorable weather. Despite the snow, die-hard Bills fans, and probably a few Bengals fans as well, coming out to support their teams. Up to the 39, timeout taken once again by Buffalo. Cincinnati have used 1, the Bills have used 2. 39 seconds at the 39-yard line. There's the snap. Allen fakes the handoff. Fires it away! Oh my! That one went all the way to the end zone. Nobody there to catch it. But wow, what an arm. And like I said earlier, a bit of a callback to Daniel Jones last night. Experimenting with long passes. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Allen trying to weave through, slides down at the 40. And a gain of 1 on that play. One more timeout being taken by Buffalo with 21 seconds to play in the first half. Most likely the last play, or the second to last play, before halftime coming up here. On 3rd and 9 at their own 40. Allen quite stationary, waiting. moves forward, fires it away, and it's incomplete to stop the clock. Definitely not in range for a field goal. They will have to kick. Punt. My apologies, clearing things up to prevent confusion. Away goes the ball. And now carried out to the 23. 7 seconds, time for one more play. And I've got 2 words for Burrow, Hail Mary. He hands it off instead. Perrine with the ball to end the first half. Cincinnati 7, Buffalo 0 after 2 quarters of football on a snowy January afternoon at Highmark Stadium. Let's go to the halftime report. Top game tendency for the Bengals, short pass, 58.8% frequency, completing 90% of them. Bills, on the other hand, also going with short passes, 60% completion, 35.7% the frequency. And we've taken a look at the NFL Next Gen stats presented by AWS, although they won't put that in the game. And the teams coming out from the sidelines, getting ready to rumble, if you will, to quote the immortal words of legendary ring announcer Michael Buffer. 10 minutes gone, 10 minutes to go to determine who goes to the AFC Championship to face Kansas City, and possibly more than 10 minutes. As we saw last night, overtime necessary to determine a winner between New York and Philadelphia. Again, we are glad to have you with us on this snowy afternoon in Buffalo as we determine the opponent for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I will say this again, because it's just a very interesting situation to me. If Buffalo wins, the AFC Championship will be played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know. I just find it very interesting. Obviously, quite sad what happened to Damar Hamlin. But that could lead to some very interesting playoff happenings. Damar in the hearts of the fans and the hearts of the players. This was the matchup on the night that he collapsed. They canceled the game. This is the game that never was. It's not on Monday night and it's not in Cincinnati. But they are playing for much more. And they are playing to honor number 3, who we hope will someday make a return to the game of football. But only time will tell. Buffalo getting the first down. They're now on their own 42. Allen stepping back to pass. Away it goes. And down at the 43. First down once again for Buffalo as we take a look at the replay. Spiral to Diggs. And the Bills move past the 50. Handoff faked by Allen. He goes back quite a ways, and that could end up costing them. No, it's actually beneficial. Gain of 2, 101 total yards for Buffalo today. Knox with his first catch of the game for 2 yards. And if you look at the scoreboard, you will see where I'm getting these statistics from. So much snow on the field. But of course, they've carved out the numbers. Allen goes down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 1 there for Buffalo at the opponent's 42. They could try for a field goal if they did go to 4th down. I don't know how it would end, but it would be very interesting to see them try, at least. From the 42, Buffalo on 3rd and 9. Allen stepping back to pass. Away it goes, a long pass, and it's caught! Or it was, for a moment in time, dropping the ball as he goes down. Apple contributing to that. And Apple, the man who got the interception earlier in this game. Buffalo now will punt. Running out of time to stay in the game, the Bills. It would be quite the moment if they were able to go all the way for Damar. But the Bengals might prevent that from happening. And again, at least to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but if the Bengals win, the AFC Championship will be at Arrowhead Stadium and not in Atlanta. I think that situation only applies to Buffalo, but I could be wrong. Gain of 2 on that play. 2nd and 8 now for Cincinnati. 77 passing yards allowed by Buffalo. 17 rushing. 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff. And 1. Gain from that. 30 seconds to go. Cincinnati on their own 12. And the train horn sounding once again throughout Highmark Stadium as Buffalo forces their opponents to 3rd and 7. One more play before the end of the 3rd. It is not to be. And as we go to the 4th quarter, Cincinnati still with a 1 touchdown lead. The only score of this game. 7-0 in favor of the Bengals, the 2021 AFC champions, looking to retain their title this year. Head to the Super Bowl for the 2nd year in a row. That's incomplete. And Burrow 9 for 14 with 77 yards. Bengals definitely going to be forced to punt here. Punting from the end zone. Let's see how far this goes. Past the 50, fair catch called at the 47. Terrell Bernard injured, it seems. So we will stop the game. And again, coming up later tonight, the Dallas Cowboys taking on the San Francisco 49ers to determine who moves on to face New York in the AFC Championship. NFC Championship. I wonder how many mistakes like that I make without noticing. And it will also be to determine who hosts that game. New York unable to host by virtue of being the number 6 seed. But for the number 6 seed to go all the way to the Super Bowl, we've seen underdog stories before. Can we see one again? Gain of 8 on the first play of this set of downs, this possession for Buffalo. Handoff by Allen now. Gives them 1. And now 3rd and 1 at the 44. In what is perhaps the last chance for Buffalo to stay in the game. If they can't score here, if they can't score a touchdown here, they may not score a touchdown at all. And they need a touchdown. It's 7-0. A field goal will not suffice. Nor 2 field goals. And that kick after that hypothetical touchdown. The entire season on the line there. First down once again for Buffalo. Up to the 39, it looks like. Indeed, on Cincinnati's 39. Allen stepping back to pass, finds his man, and up to the 23. Allen 9 for 14, 105 yards and 1 interception today. Bills continuing to move up the field to the excitement and the elation of the majority of the fans here at Hyde Park Stadium. Probably the last play before the 2-minute warning here. 1st and 10 at the 23 for Buffalo. Allen fires it away into the end zone. Touchdown, Bills! Isaiah McKenzie, number 6 with the catch. And just like that, the Bills score. Boom! And the Let's Go Bills chant echoing throughout the grandstand. It may not be as easy as previously thought for the Cincinnati Bengals. And now, the entire season perhaps riding on this kick. It is good. Cincinnati 7, Buffalo 7. And for the second game in a row, we could be going to overtime. We had it last night in Philadelphia. We could have it this afternoon in Buffalo. 2:05 in the fourth quarter. Things are about to get interesting. Cincinnati will be looking to move up the field and fast. Both teams have all 3 timeouts intact. They'll want to use them wisely. And this kick out to the end zone. He kneels to bring the offensive line out to the 25. And one play here before the 2-minute warning. Joe Burrow back out on the turf. 1st and 10. And he steps out of bounds. So the clock stops and one more play. One final play before the 2-minute warning. Gain of 8 on that moves them up to the 33. Second and 2, handoff, and he's going all the way to the 49, the 50, sorry. There's the 2-minute warning, but really a 1 minute and 57 second warning. Burrow stepping back to pass. Short pass for 3 yards. Receiver goes down almost instantaneously. And they've got to be mindful of the clock here. Again, all 3 timeouts intact for both teams. 90 seconds to go. Burrow fires it away. And that'll be another first down. Boyd with his 4th catch of the day. 32 total yards. First and 10 at the 37. Oh. Loss of 2 there. Bengals pushed back to the 40. But if they keep moving up the field like this, they could just go for a field goal and end it. All you need is a field goal. And I have a feeling that might be the direction they're headed in. 2nd and 12. At the 40-yard line of the opponent. Clock's still ticking. It's 3rd and 11. And the first timeout of the half being called with 31 seconds to play. Here in this 4th quarter at Highmark Stadium, it's beginning to look a lot like overtime. One last chance to convert coming up here for the Bengals. Handoff for 6 yards. 4th and 4. Seems like a good range for field goal, or at least worth a try. This is not a situation where you want to punt, and they have indeed brought out the kicker. 28 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. This kick, perhaps, to put the Bengals in the AFC Championship. Actually, it will secure it, but it goes to the right. No good, I think. Let's see that again. Going to the right of the kicker. And we remain tied 7-7. And Josh Allen with 28 seconds. What can you do with 28 seconds? Actually less than that now. 23 seconds. At 39. This is the time for a Hail Mary. Catch is made past the 50. Taken down at the 47, and Buffalo promptly calling a timeout with 17 seconds remaining. This is certainly going to be a dramatic finish to the 4th quarter, whether or not we go to overtime. 1 timeout remaining for Buffalo, 2 for Cincinnati. There's the snap. Fired away, and a gain of 3. Target for Tyler Bass, the 41-yard line. Just looking to get there. And the clock's still ticking. 5 seconds. And with 2 seconds to go, Buffalo calling a timeout, waiting till the very last moment. 7-7 in the 4th quarter. And now at the 44. This is going to be a crucial field goal. Timeout taken by Cincinnati. The Bengals taking some time to think through things. Prolonging the inevitable. But I'm not sure he'll make it. Between the 50 and the 51, this is going to be a long shot. And it is no good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime to determine the Chiefs' opponent in the 2023 AFC Championship game. We had overtime last night in Philadelphia. Giants defeated the Eagles with a field goal. Bills win the toss here. They will elect to receive, and the Bengals will defend left. And to be quite honest with you, I don't like the idea. I don't like the fact that they display the results of the coin toss before the actual animation of the coin is tossed. Perhaps it would be different if I were actually playing this and this was not just CPU, but I don't know. Taken out of the end zone, refusing to kneel, up to the 26 now. And Josh Allen hoping to be a hero as he leads the offensive line out onto the turf, not only for the city of Buffalo, but also for number 3, Damar Hamlin. Really would be an excellent story. Much like the Houston Astros winning the World Series in 2017, Hurricane Harvey. Or the New Orleans Saints, if you want a football example, winning the Super Bowl a couple of years after Hurricane Katrina. Second and 7 at the 29. Fired away now by Allen. And taken to the 43. First and 10. Coming up, clock keeps ticking, but of course, we'll go as long as we have to. This is the playoffs. There must be a winner. And Josh Allen visibly excited about that result. There's the snap. Pass is caught at the 49. Gain of 6 on that play. The snow has not stopped at all this afternoon. However, that has not stopped the Buffalo faithful from coming out to Highmark Stadium as Allen can't find a receiver. Incomplete to make it 3rd and 4 at the 49. And one last chance to convert here. They're in their own end. They'll probably have to turn it over to Cincinnati. If it does go to 4th down, really can't kick a field goal from this distance. But they will get the first down. And now at the 40. Buffalo moving up. 205 total yards for the Bills this afternoon. Pace the third with the tackle for Cincinnati. Handoff by Allen now. And breaking through the defense is Singletary. His 4th rush of the day, a total of 20 yards. Gain of 7 on that play, moving the Bills up to the 33. And now the 2-minute warning coming up, if you will, but I don't think that's a thing in overtime. 2nd and 3. Bills slowly but surely moving up the field. Allen taking some time before the snap, perhaps looking to run down the clock, confident of victory. But in overtime, the clock doesn't really matter. 3rd and 1 for Buffalo. Allen stepping way back and he goes down. And now on 4th and 8. A good range for a field goal. They could win the game here and go to the AFC Championship, which I will mention once again will mean that the game will be held at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, which would be one of the more unusual scenarios in the history of professional football. 4th and 8 at the 38. And now, a ticket to the AFC Championship on the line with this field goal. No good! Let's see the replay. Once again, he misses the kick. Low. Low and I think a little bit to the left. And now Joe Burrow will lead the Bengals offensive line out onto the field, hoping to capitalize on this situation. Bengals looking to go back to the AFC Championship for the second straight year for an exact rematch of what happened in 2022. Gain of 3 on this play. Timeout being taken, first of 2 allotted instead of 3. Different rules for overtime. You might have noticed that the clock was set to 5 minutes and 15 seconds instead of just 5 minutes. Chase with his second catch of the day, 11 yards. Handoff, breaking through, and what a run! Mixon up to the 33. 10 rushes today, 53 yards and a touchdown for Joe Mixon. As the clock runs down, but again I say to you, it doesn't really matter. Nonetheless, Cincinnati taking a timeout. They're at the 33. Could they perhaps be thinking field goal? We're about to find out. It would be enough. It would be enough to put them into the AFC title game. But Joe Burrow stays on the field, at least for first down. Handoff once again to Mixon. Loss of 1 on that play, as the first period of overtime comes to its end. There's the whistle. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to double overtime here at Highmark Stadium. 1 period, not enough to determine a winner. This game just goes and goes and goes on this snowy afternoon in Buffalo, New York. And keep in mind, we've got one more game coming up later today. For all we know, this game will still be going when that one starts. Bengals will be at the 31 for the next play. 3rd and 8. There's the snap. Fired away by Burrow. And that'll give him the first down at the 20. As we take a look at the replay, I really have nothing to say in between plays. I've exhausted all my factual knowledge, and I've hammered home the point that the AFC Championship will be in Atlanta if the Bills win about 3 or 4 times already, so apologies if there is some dead air and general boringness. Is that a word? I don't know. I don't much care at this point. 2nd and 9 at the 19. And the Bengals continuing to move up the field unimpeded by Buffalo's defense. Burrow staying quite stationary. Receiver forced to step out of bounds. And Cincinnati now on 3rd down, although I wouldn't sound the train horn, because 4th down just means field goal, and successful field goal means ticket to the AFC Championship. There's the snap. Burrow with a good pass to give them another first down. Cincinnati now at the 8. Higgins, 4 catches, 45 yards. And now, 1st and goal at the 8. Burrow fires it away, and this could be it, and this is it! Ladies and gentlemen, Hayden Hurst, number 88, is the hero with the catch. And this game comes to its close. Next Friday, we will be at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City for the 2023 AFC Championship game. The Cincinnati Bengals battling the Kansas City Chiefs for a ticket to the Super Bowl, as it was in the very same game last year. The final score, Cincinnati 13, Buffalo 7. We've got the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers coming up in a couple hours. But on behalf of the Beagle Sports Network from Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York, thank you for watching, and have a good Friday afternoon. We hope to see you later tonight in San Francisco.